one of the most shocking things to me was just how poorly these indigenous communities are being treated. You know, the left, it was ironic that at the same time you had Davos going on in Europe, we were there. They're talking about climate change and environmental disasters and all these things. We have Greta Thunberg and all these radical leftist environmentalists over there talking about this. I'm standing on a beach in the middle of paradise outside of this Kuna Indian tribe, which are the indigenous Indians from this region of Panama, where their beach actually had more trash on it than sand. And it's one of those things that you're standing there. And what was the most shocking to me was finding out that the New York Times had been to that very place only 2 weeks previous, and they had not said a single word. I mean, it's the worst environmental disaster I've ever seen on a beach outside of an oil spill. It's hard to fathom how much. And we're talking 2 to 3 feet deep of trash on this paradise. And you look at it and you say, wait a second, this is being caused by leftist policies. These guys are talking down to us about climate change and about how we're destroying the planet. And I'm standing here on this beach that has more feces and trash on it from the illegal aliens than it does sand. And you're right, the same mentality coming up through America. It's no wonder when you go to these migrant camps all over the country and the world, it's the same thing. They don't respect it. They don't care. Partly because, they don't have to. They're just being pushed through and allowed to go through. But there's also a cultural difference. One of the reasons why we have legal immigration and we don't want illegal immigration is when you're coming to America or any other country for that matter, you have to learn the accepted customs and the norms. Mm-hmm. And there's an expectation that you abide by those. But if you shove 5 million people into a country, there is no time for that assimilation process or even time to figure out what those norms are. And so that's, on so many levels, it's an absolute disaster for the world, what we see going on. And the craziest part is it's all intentional. We had the United Nations at every point along the way. They're aiding and abetting these people as they break into every single country along the way.